Cybersecurity promotes and supports operational resilience and how digital trust is becoming one of the most valuable assets any organization can build. So, if you're an ICT leader, a business leader, a cybersecurity expert, a data protection officer, or you're simply interested in the future of technology, then this is a conversation you won't want to miss.
Every department processes data, human resources, manage employee record, finance handling, payroll, financial information, procurement, work with supplier, all this information that every department processes. Every one of these function as a responsibility to protect the personal information they handle, every department. Leadership therefore play a critical role. That's where I come in. When senior management prioritize data protection, invest in governance, staff awareness, cybersecurity, and privacy program, they create a culture where protecting personal data become part of everyday business rather than compliance exercise.
When people think about construction, they only picture roads, high-rise buildings, airports, bridges, heavy machineries, concrete and steel. But today's construction industry is much more than physical infrastructure. Behind every successful construction company you see lies an invisible asset, just as valuable as the structures being built, and that is data. Every day, construction industries produce and process vast amounts of information, including employee records, contractor details, project documentation, engineering drawings, CCTV footages, financial records, and client information. As the industry embraces cloud computing, digital project management platforms, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and other remote collaborative tools, one critical question emerges: how do we embrace digital innovation while protecting sensitive information, respecting privacy, and defending against growing cyber threats? Today's conversation is much more than brick and mortar. Today, we will explore how technology is reshaping the construction industry, how data protection has become a business priority, how cybersecurity promotes and supports operational resilience, and how digital trust is becoming one of the most valuable assets any organization can build. So, if you're an ICT leader, a business leader, a cybersecurity expert, a data protection officer, or you're simply interested in the future of technology, then this is a conversation you won't want to miss. Hello everyone, and welcome to this exciting episode of the Digital Trust Podcast, proudly brought to you by FLOLIZ Nigeria Limited, your platform for insightful conversations on technology, data protection, cybersecurity, and leadership. I am your host, Adebayo Faith, and it is a pleasure to be here with you today. Across every sector of our economy, technology is reshaping how organizations operate, how they deliver services, and even how they engage stakeholders. And the construction industry is not an exception. The construction industry, once seen as a purely physical one, has evolved into a highly digital ecosystem powered by intelligent systems. But you should know that with greater digitalization comes greater responsibility. So, to help us understand this important subject, we are honored to welcome an accomplished technology leader whose expertise spans information technology, data protection, cybersecurity, privacy governance, and leadership. Our guest brings a unique blend of privacy governance and data protection, offering valuable insights on how organizations can protect data, can embrace digital innovation, and still respect privacy. He serves as the head of information and communication technology and also a certified data protection officer at Setraco Nigeria Limited, one of Nigeria's leading construction and engineering companies. In these roles, he leads enterprise technical initiatives while driving privacy governance, information security, and digital risk management across the organization. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Samuel Olayemi. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Samuel Olayemi, you've built a career that spans both information technology and data protection, two fields that are interestingly interconnected. So please take us back to the beginning. What inspired you to take a career in ICT, and how did that journey eventually lead you into data protection?
Thank you very much for having me once again. It's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to share my experience with your organization and your audience at large. My journey into ICT began with a genuine passion for technology and ability to solve real-world problems. As a young man growing up, a lot of things in our mind. Always fascinated by technology and what technology could do to improve business, operation, increase efficiency, and create opportunity for innovation. That passion motivates me to build a career in information technology, among other things I developed over the year. I had a privilege of working in various areas of ICT, including enterprise infrastructure, system administration, digital transformation, cybersecurity, technology governance, and strategic ICT management, among all other, as I've said before. But interestingly, each stage of my career provides a new learning opportunity and reinforce the importance of using technology, not just to support business, but to enable sustainable growth along the line in all spheres. As organizations become increasingly digital, I began to see another side of technology. Every application, platform, and digital service depends on data. Data is vital. And much of that data is personal information belonging to employee, customer, vendor, stakeholder. It became clear to me that while technology creates a tremendous opportunity, it also brings significant responsibility, which we cannot shy away from. That realization sparked my interest in data protection and privacy. I understood that protecting personal data is not just a regulatory compliance. It is about preserving trust, take note, trust, management risk, and ensuring that technology is used responsibly. This inspired me to become a certified data protection officer. It's not an easy journey, but we went through it. Today, my role allowed me to contribute from two complementary perspectives. As an ICT personnel, I focus on using technology to improve business operation and build secure digital systems. As a certified data protection officer, on the other hand, I also help promote responsible data handling, privacy governance, and regulatory compliance. However, one thing I always emphasize, and I'll keep emphasizing, is that protection is not the responsibility of the ICT department alone. While ICT provide the technology sphere for us to work, my background in both fields simply give me the broader perspective on how technology, people, and process must work together to reduce risk and build trust, which is a valuable factor that must be considered in this profession. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. So, originally, construction has been viewed as a purely physical industry. So, with your experience and everything, can you tell us how technology has transformed the construction industry?
All right. That's a nice question. Thank you very much. The transformation has been remarkable, really, really remarkable.
Okay.
A few decades ago, many construction processes relied purely on paperwork, manual work, transmitting information from one place or the other manually. That's the traditional way we know it used to be. Yes. But in today, technology has fundamentally changed how projects are planned, executed, monitored, and delivered. Trust me on that. Yeah. Project team can collaborate in a real time regardless of location. Zamfara, Enugu, or anywhere. You can collaborate. Engineering drawing can be shared instantly through secure digital platform. Project manager can manage, monitor, and check progress report with equipment. Track intelligence, system procurement are easily and increasingly automated. And decision making is more easier in real time with modern technology. Technology such as cloud, building information modeling, drone, mobile application, GPS, tracking artificial intelligence, and data analytics have significantly improved efficiency, accuracy, accountability, and project delivery.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's on the high increase. Trust me. Technology has also improved communication between headquarters, project site, consultant, contractor, supplier, and client. Today, construction industry is no longer driven solely by physical infrastructure as it used to be. It is powered by information. The organization that effectively manage technology and information will continue to gain competitive advantage over their peer. Wow. And that is what we are receiving and is happening real time this day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That means technology is really advancing the construction industry.
You can say that again, please.
Oh, sir, that naturally brings us to data. When people talk about construction industry, they don't naturally associate construction industry as an industry that naturally or process vast amounts of information. So what kinds of information do you handle? And how is that information so valuable to the construction industry?
Thank you very much. It's an excellent question. It brings me opportunity to explain some things. Because many people underestimate just how much information construction company process every day, especially on a wide range. You have a site in different locations. This includes employment record, employee record, contractor information, suppliers database, procurement documentation, engineering drawing, project schedule, architectural plan, going to accounting, financial record, payroll, going to security now, CCTV footage, visitors log, equipment management and record, going to human resources now, health, safety documentation, access control, environmental in some cases, and biometric. All these things are encompassing in the data that we handle as a construction company.
That's quite massive, sir.
Yeah, real massive, real massive. Engineering drawing, including project execution, financial information support, budgeting, accounting, employee record support, workforce management. Which site has this workforce? Which one has this workforce? Now, health and safety record help organizations to protect workers and comply with regulatory obligation. Client information strengthens business relationship. If this information is inaccurate, you can know the repercussion. There will be alter or wrong record in your decision making. Project may be delayed, payment may be delayed, business operation may be disrupted. Sensitive commercial information may be exposed, which is not good for the company.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Individual privacy may be compromised. That is why organizations must understand what information they collect, again, why they collect it, where it is being stored, who have access to it, how long it's being retained, how much it should be protected. Good data governance is no longer a luxury. It is compulsory in every organization. That's why switching from an IT perspective or IT engineer into a data protection officer give me a lead on how to manage my job. Thank you.
That is very much interesting. Now, that leads me to the next question, sir. One of your professional background that I find particularly interesting is that you serve as a head of information and communication technology, and also you are a certified data protection officer. Now, while these two are distinct roles, you have responsibilities that comes with the both of them. So, I would like to know how these two roles have shaped your perspective. Why organizations should see data protection not just as an IT issue, but as a leadership responsibility?
That's an excellent question.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for asking.
Thank you, sir.
Because it addressed one of the biggest misconceptions, which was one of how I end the last question. Although I currently serve as both head of IT and a certified protection data officer, it is important to understand that these are separate roles. When I mean separate roles, with different responsibility. As head of ICT, I focus on ensuring that technology enables the business securely, efficiently, and reliably. As a data protection officer, on the other hand, my responsibility is to ensure that personal data is collected, processed, stored, and disposed in accordance with legal and ethical procedure while doing my day-to-day job, including compliance and accountability. The two roles complement each other because technology provides the tools, while data protection provides governance that ensure those tools are used responsibly, taken responsibly. However, data protection is not ICT responsibility. It's not ICT responsibility. Technology enables the business, cybersecurity protect the system. Data protection establish accountability for how personal information is managed. Privacy protect the rights and the interest of the people behind that information. Ultimately, successful digital transformation is built on three pillars: technology, governance, and trust. Those are the pillars that hold the industry, and they are the main game changer of the industry.
Sir, please come again. You said technology and what, sir?
I say governance, technology, and trust. These are the three pillars in which integrity and data protection sit on.
Wow.
Let's say it this way. For you to come to my hospital and give me your name, your phone number, your everything, or to come to my company and say, I want to give you a project to do a road, and you're giving me your detail, the governance, the trust must be there. It's not negotiable.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's true. And you have to maintain the trust for me to even come back to you next time.
You said it all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
So
you.
that leads us to the next question. As organizations become increasingly interconnected, cyber threats continue to evolve. Just like you earlier said, the construction industry now possesses vast amounts of information, including, you said, employee records, client information, even as far as engineering drawings, procurement documentation, and CCTV footages. Now, I would like to know what kind of cyber threats does the construction industry, or do you think the construction industry would be likely to face?
You've said it all. You said they are interwoven now and interconnected. Based on that, construction organizations have become attractive targets because they manage valuable information and often collaborate with numerous third parties. One of the most common threats is phishing. A single deceptive email can track an employee into revealing login credentials or downloading malicious software, which is dangerous. Another significant threat is ransomware, as we all know, where attacker encrypts an organization system and demand ransom before restoring it. And at times they don't even restore it. They request for like Bitcoin and other things.
Yeah.
Business email compromises is also becoming increasingly common. Criminals impersonate executive email or treat themselves as if they are a supplier just to transfer funds. Insider threat cannot be overemphasized to another concern. Sometimes information is exposed not because of sophisticated hacker, take note, but of human error, poor access to management, or negligence. Supply chain attacks have also increased significantly. Construction project depends on subcontractor, consulting, software vendor, bank, equipment supplier, service provider, a lot of things, HMOs. All these are a pothole where you can be attacked from. Cybersecurity is no longer about protecting computer alone. It's not about protecting computer alone. It's about protecting business, protecting the integrity and the name of the organization and organization reliance. That's where we find ourselves in this modern day. And the idea of being protected comes in a diverse way, as earlier said. You will agree with me that your gate man can be an avenue or a hole in which you can be hacked.
Exactly.
Somebody can be writing his name, another visitor can fish in or look into the name, copy the name, and exploit the person, relating it to where the two of them both met, which is your company. So training from your security to the front help reception, to even the core technical people is very important. Take note, the strength of a chain lies on the weakest link.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's very impressive, sir. Okay, sir, thank you very much. So now, I want to ask that every organization wants to become digital these days. Everyone wants to embrace digital innovation. So, and you should know that they will want to employ means like remote collaborative tools, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, like the construction industry might want to do, building information modeling. So how do you advise organizations that want to embrace digital innovation? How do they ensure that data protection is managed properly and they protect sensitive information, respect the privacy, and ensure that trust is maintained?
You said it all. Innovation and security should never compete with one another. They should strengthen each other. They should collaborate, work as one. Now, the most successful organization imbibed security and privacy into every stage of digital transformation rather than threatening them as an afterthought. Before introducing new technology, organizations should conduct proper risk assessment. They should understand what information will be provided, processed, where the information will be stored, who will have access, how it will be protected, and whether the solution comply with compliance regulation. Privacy by design. Privacy by design is the key word. Security by design should be standard practice. Employees should receive regular awareness training, quarterly, monthly. Systems should undergo vulnerability tests, pen tests, penetration tests, etc. Access should be granted based on business need. And sensitive information should always be encrypted where appropriate. Digital information should not only make organizations faster, it should also make them safer. The more resilient, the more trustworthy. Resiliency is a means of telling the system that we are safe and you are safe. That should be a core point to reckon with. I don't know, maybe I did justice to your question.
Yes, you did that, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
in everything you are saying, you mean due diligence must be done while involving third parties. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for putting it right.
Sir, so that brings us to my next question. You said you involve third parties and other engineers and contractors.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. You earlier said that construction companies involve so many parties, third parties, including consultants, engineers, subcontractors, even involve suppliers, government agencies. So, with so many organizations exchanging information, how can companies protect sensitive data while maintaining effective collaboration?
Thank you very much. That is the core value of data protection officer. Collaboration is essential to successful project delivery, but collaboration without governance creates unnecessary risk. The first step is understanding exactly what information needs to be shared and with whom. Not everyone requires access to every document in an organization. Not everyone.
Exactly.
Role-based access control, ensuring individuals only have access to what they need to have access to. Organizations should also conduct due diligence before engaging vendor. Not every vendor that you release your information with. They should assess the security maturity of the third party, review the contract agreement, and evaluate the regulatory compliance, ensuring confidentiality requirements are clearly documented, signed by both parties. Third-party access should be monitored continuously rather than granting them indefinite regulatory audit vendor or access to your information. In most cases, it doesn't work that way. To reduce risk, it needs to be vetted. Through accountability, every organization participating in a project should understand that protecting data information is shared responsibility of both parties, not only one party. And with that, a failure in one is a failure in two.
Wow, indeed, the importance of data protection cannot be overemphasized. Many organizations still see compliance as something they only think of when the regulators come knocking, but it shouldn't be so. So, from your perspective, what should construction companies and other companies know about the Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023, and why should compliance be taken seriously?
That's a germane question. The Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023 is much more than a legal requirement. It provides a framework of responsible data governance. Every organization that collects or processes personal data has a responsibility to do so lawfully, fairly, transparently, and securely. Construction company is not excluded. Personal information employee, job applicant, contractor information, consultant information, supplier information, visitor, client, sometimes members or host community information. All these things are expected to be taken care of by law, which we are doing. When organizations comply with data protection requirements, they improve governance, reduce operational risks, strengthen customer confidence, and demonstrate accountability. Good compliance enable the organization themselves to breathe in and breathe out. And it also encourages the international partner to have trust in the organization.
Exactly.
And to allow the program to flow seamlessly. In today's world, compliance has become competitive and advantageous. Why do I mean by advantageous? At times, if you don't have a set down rule to guide, it now becomes the onus lies on you either to or not to. Every organization practicing in Nigeria, including my own kind of organization, which is a construction company, follow the model, and we're enjoying the dividend. Though, as I said earlier on, change is not always easy. But when you taste it, you're enjoying it. Just like the common saying that says, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. It's a nice process for us.
You've taken us very far. Thank you very much for that wonderful answer, sir.
Thank
If you had the opportunity to sit with every CEO, board member, managing director in Nigeria for just 5 minutes, what advice would you give to them regarding technology, cybersecurity, and data protection?
My advice will be simple. Do not wait until something goes wrong before you invest in security and governance.
Wow.
Technology has become central of every business success. Take it or leave it. But it also introduced new risks that require executive attention. Leaders should know what information the organization should collect, how to store it, who to have access to it, how to protect it, and what risk exists surrounding it. Cybersecurity should be discussed at board level, just like finance, procurement, plant, and other stages of progress in the organization. Cybersecurity should be a focus point. Now, another word I want to say, if I have opportunity to sit with CEOs of organization and to drop a line, my line will be, don't wait till you learn from experience, but rather prepare for tomorrow to be a better person. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So before we conclude, I would like to ask one final question. At FLOLIZ Nigeria Limited, we believe that digital trust is the foundation of every successful digital transformation. So in your own words, what do you think digital trust means?
To me, digital trust is confidence. It is the confidence that employees have in the organization.
Yes.
That is it. It is the confidence that clients have when they share sensitive information with you. It is the confidence that the partners have when they collaborate, when they come to synergy with you. It is the confidence that regulators have that organization will act responsibly. Digital trust is built when organizations consistently demonstrate integrity,
Yes.
transparency, accountability, security, and respect to privacy. It is earned through action rather than the word of the mouth or your body language. Technology alone cannot create trust. Take it from me.
Yes,
It is
sir.
created when people knows their information will be handled responsibly, protected against unauthorized access, used ethically, and managed in accordance with the legal requirements and organization value. In today's digital economy, trust is one of the most valuable assets an organization can have in their custody or in their bank. Every organization should strive to not to merely comply with regulatory, but to become known as an organization that can be trusted. Because when you trust an organization or your partner, you can go home and sleep, not with one eye closed, but with the
peace
two
of mind.
eyes closed and peace of mind, in your word, with peace of mind.
Thank you very much, sir. What an incredible conversation. Today's discussion reminds us that the future of construction industry is no longer defined only by concrete, steel, heavy machinery, or engineering excellence. It is equally defined by information. Because every project generates data, every digital system creates opportunities, and every innovation introduces new responsibilities. Whether it is protecting employee records, securing engineering designs, managing contractor information, defending against cyber threats, or ensuring compliance with the Nigerian Data Protection Act. Organizations must recognize that technology, privacy, cybersecurity, data protection, and governance are inseparable and they go hand in hand. As our guest has rightly pointed out, successful digital transformation is not simply about adopting new technologies. It is about building resilient organizations founded on security, accountability, responsible innovation, and trust. So, sir, on behalf of everyone at FLOLIZ Nigeria Limited, I sincerely want to thank you for your time, for your contribution, and for giving us this wonderful insights on data protection and technology.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for making me feel at home.
Thank
Above all, keep the good work. Quick response, be there for your clients,
Yes, sir.
which we are part of it, and we see how effective and efficient you are. Keep the good work.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
very much,
that.
sir.
Was a-
So if you're at home, you are watching and you are viewing, and you found today's discussion valuable, please like, share, subscribe, and follow so you don't miss out on future conversations with industry leaders, policy makers, innovators, cybersecurity experts, and data protection experts also. Remember, protecting information is not just the responsibility of the ICT, but everyone's responsibility. So until our next episode, remember to protect data, respect privacy, strengthen cybersecurity, build digital trust. I remain your host, Adibayo Faith. Thank you for listening and goodbye.